One more. Let's head back to the Big Ten.
Marathon.
And this is a game that could determine a playoff spot. Like, we could look back at the end of the season and say this is a result that decided a playoff spot. Illinois at Indiana. Indiana is a 4.5-point favorite. So here is where the line makers at BetMGM and the people who vote in the polls differ dramatically, because Illinois is number 9 because we made them the trendy preseason team. We assumed Indiana would just drop off after that really good year, but I don't think people took into account how much Indiana was bringing back off that roster last year. I know Vegas did, and that is why Indiana's a favorite here.
Yeah. Indiana has scored 56 and 73 points in their last 2 games. Indiana State, woo! That was a close game.
Larry Bird was not walking through that door.
This is one of the games of the year for the Big Ten, and I don't think people are giving it the credit that it deserves. This could very well be the big noon game if people knew ball. And I know that the big noon game is also very entertaining, but this is, to me, like, this is a very important
This is a game that you and I have been circling all off season. Like, when we had Bret Bielema on, remember, we were in Atlanta covering the national title game, and we had Bret Bielema on the show. And this was the game, when we looked at his schedule, we were like, that's the one they got to win.
Bret, yeah, who's this year's Indiana? Is it Indiana or Illinois? I don't know. Yeah. Indiana is very good, and Illinois is very good. I have Illinois in my top 10 because I see a team that returned a lot, and I think that you are right in that Indiana also did. I've seen Illinois beat a pretty good power team already.
We don't know if Duke's pretty good.
Yeah, I'll take that win over any of Indiana's wins.
Oh, well, 100%. 100%.
I've seen it with my eyes. I like Luke Altmyer. I mean, I like a lot about Indiana too. These are very difficult games this week. They are. Not the best slate of games. If you're
and this is where we point out that the way we do this show is we just pick the games that we know everybody wants to talk about. And we know not all of you care about the gambling piece of it. You just want to know who's going to win the game. So we want to give you a discussion of the games you want to talk about and give our best guess at what we think is going to happen in those games, whether you want to pick, against the spread or not. Later in the week, we have some folks on who are going to give you like the sharpest picks. This is a game that I think most people would just stay away from because it is very difficult to predict.
I don't know that I bet a ton, but I don't bet a lot of the games that we pick because it's for entertainment purposes. But I'm leaning Illinois here, Andy. I think there was a moment at the end of the Duke game when Illinois beat the crap out of them where they zoomed in on Bret Bielema's face and he had that patented Bret Bielema smirk.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like he just knows he has it this year. I don't know.
Well, the thing is, Bret Bielema and Curt Cignetti are way more similar.
Yeah.
Than I think anybody wants to admit. They both know when they've got a team, and they're both not afraid to really unleash hell on somebody when they have a team. So the thing we need to figure out, and I think we should know within the first quarter what's going to happen here. So against the ham sandwiches that Indiana has been playing so far this season, they're averaging 6.9 yards a carry. If they're throwing 5 yards a carry up on Illinois right out of the gate, Indiana's going to win this game. They're going to control this game. Mm-hmm. Fernando Mendoza, we talk about him, but it's really that offensive line, those backs. So Keelan Black is averaging 6.4 yards a carry. Lee Beebe's averaging 7.7 yards a carry. The freshman Kobe Martin, 8.6 yards a carry. And then Roman Hemby, who played a lot last year, is backing it up at 5.6 yards a carry. So if Indiana is controlling the ball on the ground, Indiana will win this game because it will put Illinois in a desperation situation where they can't, Luke Altmyer is going to have to be Superman, and then Indiana is probably going to do some things to make him make some mistakes. if Illinois is stuffing Indiana and making Fernando Mendoza throw to beat them, now we got a game. Now we see what happens.
Yeah. So where are you leaning?
I think I like those points. I like the Illini.
I like the Illini too. And I don't know if we're just like we're trying to. It's like confirmation bias of like, what do you think is going to happen? Where do we have them ranked? What do we think was going to happen this year? And then you just get hit in the face with it. But
here's the thing: like if Indiana comes out and just steamrolls them, or even if they just control the game, and let's say that they win a 21-14 game, I might not pick against Indiana in most of their games the rest of the season. I might say, you know what, this is going to be the same team as last year.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, this is like a find out Saturday, I think.
Yeah. I think Illinois can be an equally dynamic version of that, of what Indiana was last year. So I like Luke Altmyer a lot. I go back to the Duke game where Duke was really in his face a bunch early in that game. And he could have really put them in a hole with some negative plays if he'd freaked out. But he was very calm. It was like he'd been through this before, which he has. And he guided them through that. And then the defense started turning Duke over, and then that was that. But I do think Luke Altmyer is a differentiator here. We'll see about Fernando Mendoza because we haven't gotten a chance to see him with Indiana playing against good competition yet. So we'll find out. You know, Fernando Mendoza, remember, was at Cal last year, was pretty good. Georgia wanted him, but he wasn't sure what was going to happen with Gunnar Stockton. The starting job wasn't necessarily his if he wanted it. He goes to Indiana where the starting job is his to replace Curtis Rourke. We don't know what he's going to be yet. He could be really good too, but we do know that Luke Altmyer is good in these games.
Yep. We have a great slate on Saturday.
I cannot wait. And again, this one, the loser's not out of it, obviously, but Producer River, can we throw up Indiana's schedule and Illinois' schedule? So here's Indiana's schedule. It gets hard after this. They've got at Iowa, at Oregon. So if you lose this one, things can slip out of control pretty quickly if you're not careful. They also have to go to Penn State later in the year. So if they want to go back to the playoff, they probably got to win this one. Let's look at Illinois' schedule. So they get USC after this at home, which is no easy feat. USC is really good this year. They've got to play Ohio State. They've got to play at Washington. So again, they've probably got to win this one if they want to make the playoff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I love. I mean, look at this. You cannot beat the stakes of this thing. Can't beat it.
It is a quasi playoff game in mid-September, which is great. I thought we didn't get those anymore. We kind of do. All
right. So Ari, you're taking Illinois to cover. I am taking Illinois to cover. Curt Cignetti will come on and laugh at us if we're wrong. Curt Cignetti is going to love this. He hates it when we're like, Illini is going to kick the crap out of this team. He wants us to doubt him. But so does Bret Bielema.
Hype video season. I'm happy to help.
Yeah, we're going to be on Indiana's hype video for sure. We won't be on Illinois, but that's okay. I'm sure somebody's going to pick against them too. But this is going to be such a fun week.